Hey everybody, it's Matt with House of Vacuums, and today on the bench I've got a Shark, and this is a Shark that I did a review on. It's not the actual machine itself, but the model. So it is the Apex DuoClean with 0M technology, and the complaint now is that the brush roll is not turning. I don't know if that's the case or not, but we're going to take a peek at it and see. So let me go ahead. I'm going to throw it up here on the bench. And look at that. Chewed to smithereens. Every one of these that I see come in that has a few miles on it has this rubber piece just completely shredded to pieces. It seems like if it's in a household that has any kind of demand whatsoever, that thing just goes to pieces. These things get super dirty. You have to wash these, otherwise they just get super nasty, because it's just like taking your dirty floor and wiping it back over itself over and over and over again. The teeth right here, it's missing one right there. It's missing one right there, and it's got two worn down right here. And here's the real kicker. There's hair wrapping, number one, which is not supposed to happen. Oh, but it is. And then look at this. This is crazy. Look at this groove. It's whatever got wrapped around this not only tore up the fins that were supposed to keep it from wrapping, but also burned a giant groove in the brush roll itself. It's wild. I've never seen anything like that. So in any case, we're going to have to get into it. The lights are blinking. The brush roll's not turning. She may be up a creek, but we will find out for sure. Now, why do I say that she might be up a creek? Well, the reason is that with these guys, well, she could opt to buy a new nozzle. They probably still make this one. But if it's anything other than like a switch or a belt or a jammed brush roll, which it's not, I mean, this is fine. If it's anything other than those, then it is the circuit board, which rides right here, and those are not available. You have to buy the whole nozzle. So we'll hope, for her sake, that that's not the case, but it is possible. Now, if you remember, one of these nozzles that I did a while back, I was using these cheap Chinese security Torx bits, and those tended to want to round out the screws, so I bought some German Wiha bits, and these will not round them out. These are precision bits. So this other side's off, along with that piece. So let's look at this side. So what we've got here is a geared belt, and again, I'm looking here to see if I see anything problematic. All the teeth on the belt are in place. Both of those guys are good. The brush roll's turning freely. That's clicking just fine. So let's just dig a little bit deeper. Okay, so this should now just come off like that. Wonderful. Okay. First thing I'm going to do is check the motor. See if it's burned out. I'm not seeing any indications that that is the case. It looks okay. These are like the cheapest little motors in the world, and I've done a lot of videos and some posts about these when they've gone bad. That micro switch feels okay. So what we're really down to now is we can test the switch, the two switches. We can test the motor, and if those two are bad, or I mean, if those three things are good, then it's the board. Motor test's good. Yeah, micro switch is fine. Yeah, that's fine. So let's go back through the steps that we went through. We know that there is power getting down here. There's no control circuitry other than just switching on and off for this up inside the machine. So everything happens down here. So we know there's power getting down here because the lights were flashing. Then we went ahead and we double checked the brush roll to make sure that was clear, because if it was blocked, it could cause this to trip the belt protection system. It did not. So, or it was fine. This is rolling fine. Then we checked the motor. That is fine. The armature is fine, as are the connection between the brushes. Cruising back on down here, we went through this micro switch. That tested good. And we tested this micro switch. That tested good. The only thing left in this chain is going to be your board. And it doesn't really matter what went bad here, because basically it's toast, so you cannot replace it. I'm going to check and see whether or not there is there's availability on these not used, but from Shark. So let me go back. I'm going to check my parts, and then I will be back. All right, so I looked up the information for this guy, and it does appear that nozzles are available from Shark for about $100. So I guess it really depends on whether or not this customer wants to put $100 into this. I think you can buy a brand new one still for like right around $300, maybe $350. I forget. I didn't even look when I was on the website. But looking at that brush roll, the way it was beat up, the way the like vinyl guard for the fluffy roller was messed up and chewed up, I think the household is probably a little bit too demanding for this vacuum. This shouldn't go bad. What is it, like 2 years old maybe less? I would suggest they get something different, not put the money into it, but for $100, maybe they want to get it back on the road. So that's the scoop with this guy. I do appreciate you following along. If you found this helpful, go ahead and beep boop the like button, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.